I think we've always been authentic with the records that we've made, but there's always been something holding us back. A lot of times we were creating something that felt like it would go well with a tour that we had coming up or something, and this record was something that we did kind of for ourselves. I think we always knew we were gonna do another full-length record, but we didn't realize we were gonna make one like this. We started about a year ago writing it. We took our time and waited till we were ready. We had enough support to make something different. So we didn't make this record with any preconceived ideas about it needs to be this for radio or be that for a label or be this to please a manager. We just were writing and let every idea fly. The album feels like a support system or like a lifeline or something for our fan family and everyone really out there that just is looking around the world being like, are we gonna be okay? This is the scariest time in my lifetime that I feel, and I need someone to tell me I'm gonna be okay. So this record, Tell Your Girls It's All Right, definitely a feminine focus record, but also just a message to everybody that we believe it is gonna be all right. There's a lot of power behind all these songs. There's no victims on this record. Love and equality, is it possible? It's totally possible, and it's gonna be okay. This record has a lot of anger and a lot of hope. Raleigh, it's coming around again.
The time that we've been able to put into it and the thought, I hope it's better, But I know sometimes when you give an artist extra time, they just end up navel gazing and, it's not better for the extra time. I'm excited to see kind of what comes out of being able to do this, because we have always been under the gun with timing. Some of these songs we wrote a year ago. Some of the songs we've been performing for a year, and other songs we wrote like 2 weeks ago. One of the songs we wrote like 2 days ago. We kind of went back to like the eclectic mix that we had on our first record that I think a lot of people really liked. For me, I don't want to disappoint them. They're rooting for us and they want us to do well. I want us to do well for them because they'll be proud of us. I mean, I started out, I played like trumpet in high school and piano. Bass I just picked up, I guess maybe 6 years ago now. But when we started doing it, I hadn't even touched a bass before. It's just one note at a time. Bass can be as easy as it needs to be, either for the song or for the musicians. And then I just got better from there. Doing whatever you want, it shows, other people they can do what they want. We've seen people, pick up instruments or re-pick up instruments, or follow their dreams in other ways. And they've said that they've been inspired by us, seeing us just do whatever the heck we want. And I don't know if some of that is like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. That's a different way of inspiring people. But I mean, whatever it takes.
I was nervous. I knew they had a dedicated fan base. It was immediate, it's like everyone's arms were open and I was welcomed in. I always feel like I can do better. All the other songs, we wrote either in Nashville or in Alabama. This one was just like the day before I left home, and I definitely don't like to be underprepared, especially in front of people. I was like, just let me listen to it by myself, I'm a visual person, so if I can write it out, even if I'm not looking at the paper, I can see what I wrote, and it'll help me recall those parts. I'm definitely excited to be working with Matt. He's such an incredible drummer, and producer, so like I feel safe, you know. Obviously looking at Matt helps. Looking at him while I'm playing, I can fall back into it, and then the girls will get up and, you know, because we're not in the same room recording right now. I don't know if he normally does this when he produces, but I'm definitely needing him to dance 100% of the time that we're recording, because it just, you know, if I ever feel like anxious or like I'm trying to rush or something, or I'm falling back, he's just right there steering me like visually, you know, and it just makes sense. Every time I look up, it just makes sense. Yeah, we're definitely gonna put the record out for the fans, but to me, I'm just like, I'm here to play the drums and have some fun and like, ooh, let's make it the best we can, and then whatever happens with it, yeah, you know, it'll be everywhere else, but I'm just playing right now, and I'm so happy to be making music that I enjoy, and I'm in the moment doing it right now with people I enjoy playing with that are so open and creative and go in a direction that I'm like, oh, all right, yeah, let's head that way then.
Daisy and I met when we were 17, I think. Matt Mahaffey was like the biggest name at that time when we were in college. We always had this vision of working with him on a full-length project. When we talked about doing another record, Matt was like, I'm not gonna do it unless you do it big. And so here we are in the big boy room at Sound Kitchen, making this record with him, and it's been so fantastic to just sit there and watch him direct what we know will be brilliant. And we don't have the first inkling of fear. Like, we just, whatever he says, we're like, yes, okay, sure. No, we're not precious about any idea. We just take it, what he says and run with it, because we know he gets what we're trying to do. I remember being 17 years old and hearing his record, and it was the first time I ever thought about production and how a record sounds. I'd always thought about songwriting, and from there I just went into the wormhole of everything that was Matt Mahaffey himself and became a huge fan and listened for production from then on. So the idea of having him as a producer was always in my mind before we got married and now after we got married. So yeah, to work with your husband is an amazing gift. A lot of jokes going around about, hey, I think she's trying to get with the producer, but yes, the answer is I am, and I did, and I do. This was written by a member of our deadcore. I first joined the deadcore a few years ago. I would have never imagined where it would take me or how many cool people I would meet. This band has an amazingly loyal and supportive system. I hesitate to call it a fan base because it just doesn't fully encapsulate what it means to be in the deadcore. There's no pre-existing condition that can disqualify you from being in this family. There's room for people of every gender, lifestyle, love language, and race, because we don't all express love the same. And that's so brilliant. What the deadcore says about each other and about us is what has made us continue making records. We want to do it enough that we can just build this house that all of us can live in long after we don't care about the music anymore.